Hey everyone, welcome back. Do you have a GE washer that looks like this and the door lock is malfunctioning or broken? In today's video I'm going to be showing you how to quickly replace it. First thing you're going to have to do is take this retaining spring off from the outside of the door boot rubber. I usually use a dull flathead and just pry it and then pull it off. Just kind of slips around in this groove. There is a specific tool that you can use which spreads the spring apart, but to get it off is pretty simple. I just use that dull small flathead. Then you're going to have a couple of Phillips head screws you're going to have to remove. There's this plastic shielding that covers that whole mechanism. You've got two screws holding this plastic trim on. You're going to want to take those out. Alright, now that those are out, there it is. And then you're going to have two more screws that actually go into the door lock mechanism itself. They're Phillips again. So in total all you have is 4 screws. Then it slides up and pulls out. Then you have a connector here. You just want to push down on the retaining clip and pull it out. Alright, that's the old one. And we've got a new one. And here I am, I'm just comparing them, making sure that they're the same connector and the same part. Because every once in a while you'll order a part and you'll get like a substitute that isn't the exact part you need. So I was just checking those. Just plug in that connector and put it back together. Yeah, pretty simple repair as far as the door lock mechanism. I'm going to have another video coming out with the same washer where I replaced the main control board. You do want to be gentle when you're putting these screws in because you're just screwing into plastic. So don't use an impact. You don't want to strip them out. And the reason you would be replacing this door lock mechanism is if, say it was locked and you had to pull it and it broke, or you're getting an error code for door lock. It could be the door lock that's malfunctioning. There could be a couple different reasons, but so when you put this rubber back on, there's a metal channel on the front of the washer. You want to slip that in there, as you can kind of see I'm doing right there. You want to make sure it's seated properly in that groove, in that channel all the way around. And then to put this spring on, it's not that difficult. However, if it's your first time, it may be somewhat difficult. There is a tool you can buy, like I mentioned previously, that will actually expand that spring. However, you can easily do it without that tool. All you do is you start lining it up, get it in that channel about half of the way around the circumference of it. Then what I do is I put my knee on one side of the spring, I take my dull flathead and I start pulling on the other side of the spring to expand it. And then as I have that tension released on it, I start tucking it in and getting it in that groove, in that channel. And there you go. And what I do after is I pull on the rubber to make sure that it's firmly attached. Alright everyone, well thanks for watching. Hope this helped and I'll see you in the next one. Later.